So how far are you willing to go to make a personal connection? During this pandemic time, we have been streaming an awful lot of live music from the infamous String Dusters, Old Crow Medicine Show, Avett Brothers, High Divers, Charlie Crockett. It just a lot of music. But the most powerful, most memorable music that we've been streaming is from Brandi Carlile. And I'll tell you what, it has really been incredible. We just watched her eighth show from the Carlisle compound out. It's somewhere up in Washington State somewhere, and it's on kind of late, so we have to actually watch the recording of it later. But man, it is so good. And I've been thinking a lot about, what is Brandi doing that all these other artists are not doing? Because man, something she's doing is pretty awesome. And this is something that you and I could perhaps do more in our lives. To help us become more memorable, to make deeper connections with the people that we know, just to live a fuller life. And what I'm realizing is she's just really raw and authentic. It's not just her playing her music on these shows. She's letting you in behind the curtain a little bit more. She's choosing to tell stories about her friends and family, her own personal challenges during the pandemic, and her hopes and dreams for building her community, which she calls the Bramley, which is hilarious. And so, what is it for you, right? How are you and I going to use this time to build our community bigger and stronger and to contribute more? Oftentimes, we're more distant from each other. And when we're more distant from each other physically during this time, you've got to be, it really pays to be a little more raw and a little more connected and vulnerable digitally, socially, online, or even if you're standing 6 feet apart, talk about real topics and real challenges that you're having and see how we can help one another. And I think after we look back on this time period, after we get through this pandemic, we're going to look back at those relationships as some of the most important relationships in our lives.